welcome one of our key players of supporting
Mr. Anwar Khan, the owner of Tabuka Organic Products, the Commissioner Western, Ms. Akil Abdua, the General Manager of Fiji Development Bank, Mr. Shaukat Ali, government officials, exporters, farmers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, beloved Naka to you all. It's a pleasure to be here in Grasa. Grasa Latoka is a upcoming non-sugar growing, non-sugar agriculture growing area, and Grasa is very important for agriculture ministry now. And I want to thank all the farmers in Grasa for engaging with Ministry of Agriculture to expand commercial agriculture as we are now gaining momentum. Ladies and gentlemen, despite COVID-19, last year our agricultural exports went up by 16% in volume, 16% in volume, and 26% in value. That's a substantial increase. 16% increase in total volume that we exported is a substantial achievement, despite increase in freight rates, despite lockdowns, curfew hours. But our exporters, our farmers, our middlemen continued to assist the country in bringing in foreign exchange. As you know, foreign currency holdings is very critical, or adequate foreign currency holdings is very important and critical for any country, because we buy a lot of things from outside. We buy steel, iron sheets, medicines, cotton, automobiles. We can't produce them here. We don't have the economies of scale. We don't have the basic resources required to produce steel, iron ore. We don't have resources to produce cement, clinker. We don't have resources to produce medicine, so we need to import. So to import, we cannot pay on Fijian dollar. No country will accept Fijian dollar. If you have to write a check to Australian pharmaceutical company, we can't write a check in Fijian dollars. We write a check to RBF through our bank, and we pay RBF in the amount of Fijian dollars through the bank, and the RBF will then make the payment using the foreign currency holding. That's why we need to have foreign currency holdings. The Reserve Bank does it for the country. And to have that foreign currency holding, we need more tourists to come. Because when a tourist comes, they'll bring the Australian dollars or New Zealand dollars or American dollars, but they will change it. So when they change it in the foreign currency exchange or bank, etc., the bank will give them the equivalent amount of Fijian dollars, and the bank will keep that foreign currency and send it to Reserve Bank. That's how the foreign currency holding of the Reserve Bank goes up. Or when our relatives, our rugby players, our military officers working outside, when they send money for remittances, that money again comes, gets changed into local currency, and the foreign currency goes to the holding. Foreign exchange holding goes up, it's called foreign reserve position. Or, and very important, is when we export sugar, when we export fish, when we export timber, or when we export non-sugar agricultural produce like kava, ginger, turmeric, cassava, frozen cassava, dalo, assorted vegetables like baingan that goes every week, container load. We've got very good exporters here in the Western Division. Dean's export, Mahen export in Singatoka Valley. Number of exporters that are engaged in sending frozen, chilled, or fresh produce. So when we export, when we send it to New Zealand, the buyer pays us in the New Zealand dollar. The dollar comes, and the exporter gets the equivalent amount of Fijian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar goes collected by the bank and goes to the holding of the Reserve Bank. So ladies and gentlemen, we need more remittance, we need more tourists, and we need more export so that we can get more export income, more export holding. Now, when we export or when we have tourism sector functioning, then more and more people are engaged in it, more people get an income, and they spend in the economy, and that's how the economy grows. Now at the same time, when we cut down on imports, because we are producing locally, we save the foreign currency going out. And two of the critical import commodities that we want to cut down is rice and flour. Every year we lose $41 million in the importation of rice. 84% of rice is imported, 16% of what we consume is grown locally. We are going around promoting short-term variety of rice. And I must say the Western Division is coming up as a major rice producing area, thanks to the farmers in the Western Division. Similarly, we are spending $111 million annually to import wheat, which is utilized in bread, doughs, other dough making, roti, etc. Every household consumes flour for various things, whether it's pancake or roti or bread, or every household. Every household is connected to utilization of wheat. While our weather conditions is not good to grow wheat, but we can substitute wheat to the extent possible. And we have been looking at, we have done some trials at our Cornevia research station to see how far we can blend wheat with locally available substitute. And the best and the only substitute is cassava flour. And we noted that we can go up to 20% without losing the quality, texture, and taste of bread and roti, which are the two most widely consumed wheat products. We have done trials. We have looked at research done elsewhere in African countries where they are promoting the use of cassava flour with wheat. And I want to urge today that all of you, or everyone in Fiji, really behind buying the blended product, led by our pioneer blended flour producer in Fiji, Anwar Khan. Mr. Khan is not an ordinary person. Mr. Khan is not driven by profit. Mr. Khan is a very different person. He believes in contributing to a society where everyone can grow together. Mr. Khan is not a banyan tree, where a banyan tree, those of you have seen a banyan tree, takarpel. When a banyan tree grows, nothing else around the banyan tree can grow. Mr. Khan believes in growing together. Mr. Khan has lived his life like some of us. We don't, our enjoyment, what is our joy? Our joy is seeing others grow. Our joy is seeing how we can make a difference to the community, where others, the poor, can also grow, can also realize their dreams. Because everyone, whether the person is in Undu Point, in Asavas, Kandavu, everyone has a dream. And these dreams are not very different. It's not a dream that we want 3 meals, we want to have a decent shelter, wear decent clothes, our children to grow with our values and virtues, to go to primary school, high school, university, and have a decent life. That's a standard dream. Some people have slight variation. We want to, build another house. We want to, drive a flashy car. But the majority has a standard dream. And they too deserve to realize their dream. But look, the society, not everyone is equally endowed. I mean, someone asked me when I was in Munmodi, in the Basa, sitting down having grog, he said, Doctor, that time I was not in government. Doctor, tell me, why are people different in society? Why someone is poor, someone is rich? So I said, look, I can give you a religious and philosophical answer, but let me tell you something simple. He said, people are differently endowed in the society. No, differently endowed. They grew. So they are intergenerational issue. So if a household comes from poverty, if we don't intervene and support that household, then the household's children will be in poverty. If we don't support them, their grandchildren will be in poverty. So we need to intervene. And it's not only government will go and intervene. People like Anwar, church, masjids, temples, other social institutions, NGOs, they all have a role to play in supporting and looking at everyone equally without discriminating based on religion or gender or caste, and support so that everyone can grow. Everyone needs to grow, then only we will be happy. Everyone needs to grow, then we will be happy. If we want to grow alone and the neighbor is in poverty, no matter how rich we are, when we come out of our home and we see the neighbor's children are in dire poverty, we will not feel happy. I will not feel it, certainly. So that is why it's the responsibility of everyone to contribute in their own little way. Not everyone can give money to support others. Someone can give labor, someone can give technology, someone can give advice, someone can give market. And today, Mr. Khan have decided that he will provide market to them. Backwardly integrated, industry that he has established. And he deserves a special acknowledgement today. And Mr. Khan, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. This is his product. This is his product. And I want everyone in this country to buy and support. You're not supporting Anwar. You're supporting all those farmers who are supplying to Anwar. You're not supporting to Anwar. You're supporting this dream of his to help all these farmers. Now remember, cassava is one of the easiest crop to grow and the least cost requirement crop. And it's something that in fact, last year I spoke to Honorable Minister of Economy saying that we need to incentivize people who would want to, develop this product where cassava flour will be utilized. I said, imagine how it will really boost the rural economy, the people in the interior and the maritime who are growing cassava. You don't need big technology to grow cassava. Easiest. And agriculture sector is one sector which does not require you to have a PhD or master's or bachelor's degree. When COVID-19 happened, everyone then who forgot agriculture started to come back. And the first time ever, all along we have been hearing about rural to urban movement, rural to urban. First time ever, we started to hear urban to rural, urban to village, urban to maritime, urban to land, urban to agriculture. First time ever we have witnessed a back to rural, back to village, back to agriculture movement. Amazing. Because they realized no one wanted, when all the shops were closed, tourist hotels were closed, no one wanted them to give them a livelihood. Agriculture gave them a livelihood. Agriculture did not discriminate them. So ladies and gentlemen, we are so fortunate today to be here to witness the opening up, the launching of this enterprise, which not only will save substantial amount. Assume you reduce importation of wheat by 25%. From 111 million, we'll be saving $27 million. One shot. $27 million. I go around Fiji and I get calls from farmers saying, I want my cassava to be purchased. And here we have got Mr. Khan standing up and raising his hand and saying, look, I understand someone might say, oh, 30 cents a kilo. Look, this is the beginning. When the demand goes up, the price may go up, and then he can pay those at the downstream. So, look, this is the beginning. We have to start somewhere, and he has started with a farm gate price of 30 cents. Remember, cassava deteriorates very quickly, so he has to quickly get it. You harvest it, immediately he has to pick it up, immediately he has to process it. And there is 40% recovery. Am I right? 40% recovery when you, from green wet cassava to dried powder, cassava flour. So he's losing 60% of the weight. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here today, and I want this project to really come and become big and go big time Fiji-wide. And I want to thank the support of FDB, Mr. Ali, Shaukat Ali, and I want to also acknowledge the great work done by the new CEO of FDB, Minam, and in a very short period of time he has made major headway in supporting agriculture. We are working very closely with FDB. We launched a major program which they are now processing, the equity for commercial farmers, where government, first time ever, Minister for Economy has given us $500,000 to give 20% contribution to the loan that farmers will take from FDB. But again, $500,000 is there, so it's a limited number of awards, and so they are processing it. Should be out by end of this month, and we will be awarding it to the farmers. So very excited for the support FDB is giving to agriculture, and we're honored to formally launch this product and launch this enterprise here. And I urge farmers to be consistent in their supply, to be particular about quality. You can't harvest cassava the day before and then say it was harvested today and supply it to Anwar. We don't want to muck up. We don't want to muck up his brand name. As you know, he's launching a brand image today, and we want to protect our brand image in the export market. As Mr. Khan has said, that we're talking about organic flour, so we want to maintain that, and it's very important that if we are able to sell a cassava flour and it is organic, he then will be able to go to and get the premium price, the organic price, and then he can pay the farmer that price. He can have a differential price, one that goes in the blended flour, one that he sells the pure cassava flour organic, so it's a different price, and he can work it out that as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to formally launch this product, Tambana, and launch this facility here, and I look forward to support from all stakeholders to make this Fiji-wide enterprise and more plants and processing centers established throughout Fiji. Thank you, Naka.